All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. We normally go on Wednesday, but I broke my knee and was tired, and I was actually at the doctor's. So Cheryl graciously let me change it over here to Thursday for this week. Next week we'll be back on track. I don't have doctor's appointments that I'm aware of, so thank you all. Sorry for the mess up in time. Cheryl, welcome, welcome. What are we talking about today, Cheryl?
People advisory.
Awesome. I specifically requested a people advisory conversation.
Yep.
It kind of goes hand in hand with a money conversation. A lot of people look at money
Mm.
and they look at what they're paying and they're like, well, that's too much.
Uh,
But they're not looking at the value
yeah.
of what is tied into that payment. And it's really difficult to if you don't know the value in a company or you don't know the value in an offering, then when you look at that price point, you it's not as easy for some people to say, yeah, I'm going to pay this. So I kind of want to look at some different price points and some different things that people would have in mind. And Cheryl, go ahead. Cheryl, do you know how much the average bookkeeper makes inside of a company a month?
Makes inside of a company or like what they charge
No, if you hired your own bookkeeper, how much do they make?
a month.
Mm-hmm.
I guess depending on the scale of the work, it really could differ by how big the company is and how many accounts you have. But I want to say on average $400 a month.
I would probably say more.
Okay.
Um, if you're looking at an hourly rate to have somebody sit in an office 40 hours a week or, for 40 hours, yeah, 40 hours a week. If you're paying a bookkeeper, you're probably paying them $20 an hour. So that 20 times that 4, you're already at, or times 40, you're already at 4,000, right?
Yeah.
And that doesn't count the taxes that you have to pay on that employee. It doesn't count any of those things. So if
Hmm.
you had an in-house bookkeeper to do your stuff, you're looking at $4,000 for 40 hours a week. If they're doing other things and doing things like that, then maybe that's beneficial because they're going cross-platform and stuff like that. I could understand that a little bit. But really, that's a lot of money to put in to somebody who's in your business 24/7. If you hire out, like you said, $400 tends to be a minimum depending on how much you're doing. MyCORE charges $400
Up to
for
two,
bookkeeping.
400 to 2 grand.
Yeah, 400 to 2 grand for bookkeeping, depending on how many checks and balances that you have. So let's really put that into perspective, okay? We could hire somebody in-house, pay taxes on them, pay for their workman's comp, pay all of those things to have them as an employee. We could hire an offsite bookkeeper who is just going to pay attention to your books, or we could come over to MyCORE. And MyCORE, no matter what package you purchase with MyCORE, you're getting a people advisor who is knowledgeable in business. They are a contribution to your business as a business advisor. So $400 a month to have somebody do a minimum of bookkeeping and also have somebody to be there as a sounding board separate from your bookkeeper. These are two people you're bringing on, not one person, two people.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to figuring out who's doing those services in your company right now. So ask yourself, is it you as a business owner? That's ridiculous. Is it an HR person that you have? That's probably not the highest and best use of their time. It depends on what you want to do. And if you take the lawyer approach, ask an attorney how much they're worth an hour. They know $420 an hour. That's what they are here in Annapolis, Maryland, 420 an hour. So how many hours are you or that key person in your company spending doing the things that aren't bringing in money, aren't bringing in value to your company? If you want to grow, you need to be focused on growth, not keeping your company in business. So if you tell me I'm worth $420 an hour, awesome. How many hours are you spending doing payroll, benefits, HR, bookkeeping? Yeah, and you have no clue how much money our professional bookkeepers have found that business owners haven't done the books right. And they're like, you could have been deducting this for a long time. Or this is how you really do that. I mean, we've found people so much money. And we bring amazing things as people advisories, like the ERC. If you don't know what ERC is, then you need to call us. But we've brought so much money to clients. And plus, how much money are you saving? If you say I spend 4 hours a month doing bookkeeping and you're valued at 420 an hour, that's what you think you're worth an hour. You're now saying that it's worth over $1,600 for you yourself to do bookkeeping. That's craziness.
Yep.
Could you bring more than that much money in if you weren't doing that stuff? So I think at some point you have to decide, I am a business that wants to grow, that wants to go, that wants to change the world and save lives. Whatever your business is, if you want to get to the next level, you have to outsource the stuff that doesn't get you there.
Yeah, and I want to take that question to the next level. So Cheryl asked how much time you as a business owner are doing your bookkeeping, your payroll, your HR, your benefits, all of those things. Now, here's the thing, you might have a team who does those for you, right? How much time do you sit discussing with them what the right options are if you have to change because something's not working? How much time do you sit with them plotting how to find the right program because the program you're using isn't working? That's where Natalia and Laura come in. Is you could call Laura and say, hey, I need you to reach out to my accounting department. We are having issues with QuickBooks. There's something that's not going right. Can you please reach out to them and just figure this out? You don't have to take it on. You can give it to somebody else. Give it to Laura, give it to Natalia, let them look into it, because we have resources, and 9 out of 10, the problem you're bringing to us, we've helped another company already solve. So if we're helping companies solve these things and we're in everybody's day-to-day business, then when you come to us with that solution, if we don't have a solution right off the top of our head, or we can't say, you know what, I have a similar instance, let me see if this works, they're going to find those answers for you so that you can do what you're doing as boss and not have to do that. So having somebody cooperate or participate and give value into the knowledge of what works best, that's what you're paying for.
Right.
$100 a week gets you an expert who has already probably overcome some of the challenges that you're overcoming on a weekly basis, and they know how to iron it out, or they're going to help you figure it out.
Right. And it's their one job. They're not trying to do hair and trying to work on cars and trying that's their only job. It's their one thing and they're amazing at it. I've never in my life met another company that is a people advisory firm ever. I think we're the only ones. It's taken us 7.5 years to get here. I mean, it was gnarly us taking on challenging these big verticals that a small business needs to stay in service. So I'm excited about it. And our clients love us. I mean, absolutely love us. And if they have a question or not real super happy with the solution we bring, we'll go find them another one. But to have all the technology integrated with one point of contact for all those verticals, think of how much time and energy that you're saving, and make sure you calculate. Make sure you use the calculator to decide how much money should be thrown in the pot for your time and energy too. And I think one of my favorite things that people advisory does is we become integrated in your company. We know how you like to roll and operate. And even if you have an HR director, what if they leave? What if they have to move? They have to take care of a family member. They have a baby. I mean, life happens, right?
They break their knee and cannot make payroll.
Right. Who's going to train the next person that comes in? MyCORE becomes the constant in your company. So you don't have to worry, oh my gosh, what did Betty do for 30 years? I have no idea. It's just seamless and it's awesome. And I'm telling you, it can't be more buttoned up with price and one invoice, no 1-800 numbers to call. I mean, you just text and your customer service person will get right back to you. So it's amazing. It's life changing. It's really helping businesses across the US. And, you think about it, it's falling into other categories too, right? Like you always have your person, your one person. How many restaurants do you go to, Brittany, that you love to go to on the regular?
Oh, restaurants. I just moved to a small town where they don't have the best of restaurants, but when I was in Denver, oh my goodness.
Did you have your
Um,
favorite?
what?
Did you have your favorite restaurant?
I was about to say Sushi Den, Sam's number three. I loved going to, those were my top two. Whenever I go back to Denver, I make sure I visit them for sure. Um,
So when you go to these restaurants, is there a particular server you ask for each time you go in?
Unfortunately not, because since I moved, it hasn't been available to me to do that. But when I go to the Corgi, which is in Denver, they're a little bar and I know the owner. And so like I'm always there because I know him by name and yeah, we go there.
Well,
That's our spot.
I used to work in restaurants. I was at California Pizza Kitchen in Annapolis Mall for 23 years, and I had about probably 1,000 regulars in that amount of time. I had people that would just text me, "Come in, be there in 10 minutes." I would order their food. I would have their drinks on the table by the time they got there in 10 minutes. I became their person. They knew me. I knew them. I would jump their line. If I had an open table, I'd put napkins down, go grab their drinks. Food's already in. The Albas would walk in and sit right down at the table. Boom, their food was served. I was their person. And even if they thought, what restaurant do we want to go today? They didn't even call CPK California Pizza Kitchen. They called it Cheryl's Pizza Kitchen, CPK, because they knew they could rely on the service and they knew that I knew their order. They didn't even have to tell me. I could probably tell you their order today. Um, and they've lived in California for 10 years now. So that's just who I was. I was doing people advisory before I even knew the words people advisory. But that's what people love, right? I go to restaurants. I have a little Amish restaurant here in Annapolis I love. I call it Emma's because Emma is my server. I go in, I say, "Hi, 3 for Emma." We sit with Emma. We love Emma. I People love that, right? You love not having to tell your story over and over again. That's people advisory.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Cheryl. I want to hear about wellness this week. We've got a little bit of time to wrap up with wellness. Go ahead and just give us your wellness spiel.
Yeah, well, MyCORE is doing wellness too, and you might think that doesn't even make sense. I don't really get it. Well, guess what? We want to help. Our message, our mission statement at MyCORE is to be the world's most people-centric company. Not just people Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 when they're doing business with you, but all the time. And we have a real big challenge in this world right now with wellness. We just came out of a pandemic, and a lot of people are suffering and probably don't even know they're suffering. For me, it's menopause. A lot of our friends, they're having babies. It's postpartum problems, and what science has realized is that it's gut problems that are affecting our head and telling our brain that we have anxiety and depression when really we probably have parasites and high levels of candida in our gut. So we're drinking this juice. Look, I've had most of mine today already. It's happy juice and it's helping with these things. So it's cool as our company is watching us get well. We're able to pass it as an employee benefit. And we're just seeing this, seeing employers say, hey, I want that for my people. I want my people's mood to be great. I want to see more motivation. I want to see them healthier. And you got to understand that mental wellness is everything. It's physical, spiritual, emotional, financial. It's all that is wellness. And if we can find a company that we vet to really bring forth the help that we want, then we're going to be advisors in business and in wellness, and making sure that the people that do business with you every day are well as well. It just all is so good together.
I love that. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you for being here this week. Thank you, everybody, so much. Have a
Bye.
great day. We will see you all next